Hi, everyone. So I am really excited because this session of Masterpiece Makers, if you haven't noticed and you're a returning Masterpiece Maker, there's going to be a lot of new content added in. So bonus for you. But one of the things that I would really like is that by the end of our time together, I would really love for all of you to have a collection of art to release as a collection launch. I really would love that. And if that scares you, then it's baby steps, okay? So don't freak out if that seems way too far away. By the time we get to module 5 in weeks, what would that be? 9 and 10? Weeks 9 and 10, module 5. You will have done a lot of work before that time. So don't stress, okay? But for those of you who are returning and you kind of have an idea of where we're going, this little portion, I want to start building on these concepts throughout each module so that once we get to the creating a collection module, there will be steps that we've taken the whole entire way, just so that we're not like, boom, collections, go, right? So in order to prepare for creating a collection, one of the things that I want you to start thinking about is, what do you want the message to be behind your collection? Okay. And I want you to start really thinking about that. And it might be something really deep, or it might just be playful, or it might be something that you've been wanting to do a collection on for a while. But here's a few questions to kind of get your creative juices flowing and thinking. So one of the things that I learned very early on in my art journey was actually something that Sabrina Ward Harrison said. And if you don't follow Sabrina Ward Harrison, she's an amazing mixed media artist and just really influenced my early days. She was a pioneer back when mixed media art making wasn't even a thing. Like she really helped like establish mixed media art and the mixed media art world. She's written so many books. She's a storyteller and she's really amazing. So if you haven't listened to her, she just has really amazing books, right? She just recently was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which is just so incredibly awful. And I've had the blessing of being able to chat with her online and connect with her. And she just really is a very sweet, genuine person. But one of the things that she said early on in my art journey was that we create, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't know the exact quote, but she basically said, we create the things, or we paint or create the things that we most need in our lives right now. So I want you to kind of be thinking about that in terms of a thread to follow throughout your collection. Okay. And that, I think, will help you somewhat determine what kind of art you want to be pursuing. And I don't want you to, necessarily like decide what that is like today. I just want it to kind of be going through your head as we're starting down this process. Start thinking about what inspires you and maybe what direction you're wanting to go for your collection. Okay. So again, don't freak out that you have to have it figured out right now. I just want you to start thinking through, okay, what do I really need and what is calling to me in terms of my inspiration? Because usually it'll be one or the other. Sometimes I will, just have almost like a feeling like I want this artwork to feel a certain way, right? And last year I was feeling of doing like really loose, sketchy, messy florals. And I ended up doing my course sketches on scraps. And that was really fun, but that was kind of where I was feeling. And this time I'm actually wanting to do a collection that is more of like a granny patchwork quilt type of abstracted floral with patterns and fabrics underneath. And I've already started finding some different materials and supplies and getting it out. But that's really where I want you to kind of start thinking is what do you want your collection to feel like, and what kind of a message do you want it to have? And it doesn't have to be something that you have to commit to right now or even permanently. Like, that's the cool thing about doing collections is you can shift your focus between collections. So you can do like, you can shift from doing like watercolors and oils, which is, what I was doing for the 100 days, and then I can shift into, collage, and it doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, I'm like committing that this is my style forever. It's just, I'm going to make a collection of work that says this. And that's something that almost all successful artists do is they launch collections and work in series of paintings. And that also helps sort of build collectors, because if you have similar work, then they are more likely to come back and purchase something from you that is also similar. Anyways, start thinking about the message that you would like to communicate through your collection that we will be launching by the end of Masterpiece Makers. So I'm really excited, and let me know if you have any inspiration, and don't worry too much about, if you're like brand new, especially to Masterpiece Makers and to me, if you don't even know what inspires you yet, don't worry, because in module 2, we really go deep into inspiration. We're going to get on Pinterest and we're going to have inspiration boards on there, and that's going to, or maybe is it module 3? So I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. It's planned later in the course. So just don't worry about it. Yeah. So start asking yourself those questions for your collection.